Welcome to the thrilling world of owning a nonprofit organization where passion meets purpose and making a difference is our daily mission. But let's not sugarcoat it. The road to making a big impact is often paved with unexpected twists and turns. Now imagine if every pitfall in this journey came with a roadmap to navigate around. Sounds like a dream and you are in luck. In today's video, we're not just talking about the sunny side of running a nonprofit. We are diving into the nitty-gritty, the challenges that can make even the most seasoned nonprofit professional break out in a sweat. But there's a twist. For each one of these 4 most common pitfalls we're going to cover, we've got some tried and tested solutions ready for you. From funding faux pas to marketing mishaps, we're covering it all. So buckle up and let's turn these potential setbacks into stepping stones for your nonprofit success. Our first pitfall is funding shortages, and it's the challenge that keeps many nonprofit leaders up at night, and you are not alone. In fact, it is the #1 issue I hear from my students, and it's the big reason why they seek guidance. But there is good news. There are ways to navigate these financial storms, and the most important being diversifying your funding streams and not putting all your eggs in one basket. So here's how. We need to get creative with fundraising and sometimes think outside of the traditional box. So hosting funky events, launching online campaigns, or even trying something like drop shipping a merch shop or having Amazon partner links to promote our wish list items. But creativity is what captures attention and opens wallets. You can also leverage donor referrals. This is a gold mine that's often overlooked. So it's about encouraging current supporters to introduce you to new prospective donors. To help you out, I've got a fantastic tutorial on donor referrals, which I'm going to link in the description at the end of the video. It's a super simple strategy that can help open doors. Try reaching out to service clubs or community groups. So local organizations like Rotary clubs or Lions clubs and others often look for meaningful projects to support. Of course, expand into grant writing. Grants can be a substantial funding source, and there's some free platforms out there like grants.gov that can help you find grants. Cultivate corporate partnerships. So businesses love to show that they care about their communities, and I have a video coming out in a few weeks on some sly ways to get in with companies as donors, so make sure to subscribe. And focus on growing annual donors. So building relationships with individual donors can provide a steady stream of income. So take full advantage of social media to help you attract new donors, and don't forget about the power of email fundraising. The key to sustainable funding is not to rely solely on one source, but to have a mix that keeps your financial foundation strong and resilient. Easier said than done, I know, but that's why we have a ton of videos on different fundraising strategies. Now for another biggie, pitfall number 2, resource limitations. So here I am giving you advice you might already know, but the real problem is you don't have the time or resources to implement it. If there's one thing almost every nonprofit grapples with, it's resource limitations. So whether it's a tight budget, limited staff, or just not enough hours in the day, these constraints can feel like an uphill battle. I've seen organizations where passionate teams have brilliant ideas but lack the manpower and financial means to bring them to life. It's like having a Ferrari engine and a go-kart chassis. The potential is enormous, but the resources just don't match up. One of the best solutions is leveraging technology and automation. The digital revolution has become a game changer for nonprofits facing resource constraints. So tap into automation tools, from donor management systems to automated social media scheduling. These tools can help free up precious time for you and for your team. And jump into AI. Platforms like ChatGPT can help save hours on proposal writing, emails, reports, content creation, and so much more. And digital platforms, there's a wealth of new digital programs out there that can assist with fundraising, donor research, volunteer management, tax receipting, and so much more. And the return on investment in saved hours makes them well worthwhile. And finally, leveraging volunteers to handle some of the day-to-day tasks, which unfortunately can also lead to pitfall number 3, recruiting and retaining board members, staff, and volunteers. In the nonprofit world, one of the toughest nuts to crack is recruiting and retaining top-notch board members, volunteers, and staff. I've seen so many organizations struggle because their board wasn't fully committed or didn't have the necessary skills to guide the nonprofit's mission. But here's the silver lining. With the right approach, you can attract and keep the talent you need. I recently worked with a student facing similar challenges with their volunteer committees, and our breakthrough came when we rebranded committees to be impact councils. And this simple renaming transformed their volunteer role from ordinary to influential, elevating their purpose. Additionally, we introduced a pledge coupled with a process to assess their contributions, reinforcing the importance and accountability of that impact. Whatever you do, be sure to foster a positive work environment. People want to feel valued and part of something meaningful. So cultivate an environment where everyone feels appreciated and supported as part of the nonprofit's family. And as part of that, recognition and appreciation. Regularly acknowledge the hard work and dedication of your team. Simple gestures of recognition can go a long way in boosting morale and loyalty. The next pitfall is marketing and community engagement. It is so hard to fundraise if nobody's heard of you. So marketing and community engagement are crucial, but they can be real hurdles. It's tough out there standing out from the crowd. It's a challenge that many of us face. You're trying to do something good in the world, but how do you get people to sit up and take notice? So some solutions: embrace the digital world. An online presence is more than a nice to have, it's essential. So invest in a great website. Think of your website as your digital storefront. It needs to be inviting, informative, and user-friendly. And embrace email marketing. This oldie but goodie is still incredibly effective. Consider posting donor magnets or lead magnets to help drive more subscribers. Now, I did a whole video on this one too, which I'll link in the description as well. If you have an interesting or newsworthy announcement or event, call your local media. Local outlets are often looking for heartwarming stories, and it doesn't hurt to pick up the phone and talk to the assignment editor and see if they'll pick up your campaign. Make sure that your social media is on point. Your social media is meant to be social. I could go on forever about social media fundraising. In fact, we have a whole entire course coming out soon on becoming a professional social media fundraiser. But the biggest piece of advice I have to give is that ensure 80% of your posts provide value to your audience and are aligned with your audience before launching into the hard sell for donations. Now, I get it. The cycle seems endless. You need funds to drive change, but to raise those funds, you require resources, and to secure those resources, effective marketing is crucial, which ironically demands funds. It can feel like chasing the horizon. But amidst this cycle, I want you to hold on to this perspective. Each challenge can be a seed for opportunity. These are moments for learning, for growth, and for strengthening the heart of your organization. They are what's going to spark that innovation, that creativity, and that resilience. And I know the road to owning a nonprofit organization can be bumpy, filled with twists and turns, but think of the stories that you're going to tell, the lives you're going to touch, and the change that you're going to make. Hold on to these thoughts and let it guide you through the toughest of days, and remember why you started. Your journey is more than just overcoming obstacles. It's about lighting up the world. So up next is going to be that video on donor referrals, and don't forget to check out our playlist. We have a beginner fundraising and an advanced fundraising playlist with tons of different strategies that you can try and implement. So thank you so much. I am rooting for you. This is why I do these videos, and I'll see you next week.